Welcome all to the annual Lightning McQueen Festival, where if you're a Lightning McQueen, you get to come and show off your metallic paint and show everyone what makes you the self-proclaimed hotshots. And yeah, just overall have a good time. This year we have a brand new member, being the 2024 Thailand variant of Radiator Springs Lightning McQueen brand new release. And yeah, guys, as you can see, we have a boatload of McQueens that I want to compare to this new one right here that came out of 2024 Singles Case B. I unboxed quite some time ago with the new release of Roadette marker. I'll leave the link for it in the description below and card session pop-up. Since then, I've unboxed cases A and C. They did come out in unalphabetical order, but I expect it to be alphabetical from here on out. I hope to get case D in soon, and maybe by the time you're watching this video, it's already out on my channel, so take a look for that. But yeah, stick around to the end, guys. I have a lot of McQueen madness, multiverse of McQueen madness to embark on today. But yeah, if you want to get this car, check out GetMeCollecitlbes, linked in the description below to his eBay store, and also email him if you want to ask about something in specific. But yeah, I love the art that they used for this McQueen here. I'm really glad that they finally gave us a single version of it from Thailand. It's kind of overdue, you know. He's been in 2 packs. They did him from Vietnam, perhaps one of the worst releases of all time. This is one of the ugliest cars I've ever seen, and of course we'll get to that. If you guys don't remember when I reviewed that on my channel, it was during the 12 days of Christmas, and quite frankly, it ruined my holiday season. Just kidding. But yeah, it is really bad. Anyways, yeah, this guy is looking super shiny. I'm very excited to get into him. I've been finding a bunch at Walmart, although Roadette marker has been a bit more common than Radiator Springs McQueen, which goes to show that, you know, McQueens, if done in the right proportions, can be very popular, and it makes sense as to why sometimes they include multiples per case. But when you get up to 6 of the 24 cars in a case being some iteration of McQueen, I feel like it's a bit much. But anyways, as seen in Cars, of course, this is the McQueen that appears at the end of the first movie, and also in some of the shorts in between Cars, Cars 2, Cars 3 a little bit as well. Like most of the Cars tunes, you get to see Radiator Springs McQueen. Now, it's so weird still not having a car in this 7th spot here. I don't know why they omitted a car from there, but either way, you have McQueen, Todd the Pizza Planet truck, who returned for 2024 in case A and will also be in case E. You have Mather with the working tow hook, Hall Ingas, the retread racer, Sally, and Sheriff. I believe all of these are in case A, which is kind of weird because Radiator Springs McQueen debuts in case B. So a little interesting there, unless I'm completely brain farting. But anyways, guys, I'll be right back with this variant all opened up. It's all in your hands. I'm too busy. I'm spending all my time with you, driving through. So we all probably know where this guy appears in the movie, like I just kind of talked about, but it wouldn't be a proper review if I didn't show him off there. Of course, up at the Motel, Wheel Well Motel with Sally at the end of Cars. They have a cute little flirtatious moment. And then Mather and Rotor Turboski just pop up out of nowhere. Still kind of mind boggles me they didn't hear him coming. I mean, a big helicopter, you kind of hear that. But, you know, Mather's sneaky like that, and I guess so is Rotor. So, good stuff. Really cool paint job, kind of combining his regular paint job along with the Cruisin' Lightning McQueen paint job that we see just a bit earlier in the film. And so he retains the kind of white cutout oval with the small lightning bolts, the metallic paint, but then kind of adds some of the more racer elements that we'll get to here. And I just want to focus on him before we get into the crazy comparisons, because there's a Chinese variant of him, there's the ugly Vietnam variant of him. But first off, I love his expression, just a very happy looking McQueen. The mouth is wide open, although I don't know why they make it black. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but I feel like he's either been eating a lot of black licorice, or he's like from The Exorcist or one of those crazy movies where they start spewing black fluid out of their mouth. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? So yeah, just it looks a little off-putting if you look at it too long, so we're not going to. But yeah, you have the headlights there, the 95 logo, the circular logo on that one headlight there. Shout out Radiator Springs Rides for this new T, by the way. I do talk about it in one of my videos. If you didn't see that one though, this is a brand new T to replace the one that snapped in half, the old wooden one. But yeah, you have the radiator springs with the Rust-eze logo on it. He does have a mouth plate that is a plastic piece coming in from the inside. You have the red wheels with some nice thick black Lightyear tires, S30A. So he was made during the 30th week of 2023 at the A factory. That was kind of a while ago. That was approximately, I mean, depending on when you're watching this video or when this video gets uploaded, it's 25 weeks-ish, maybe a little less. But yeah, I hate the wheels that they're doing for Thailand now, or from Thailand now. They just have a real issue spraying the entirety of it. Like, you could see so much granulation on the sides of the rims right there. Like, looking at it like that looks fine, but you look at the sides here and you could see how the paint just doesn't get everything, so it leaves a lot of white speckage, as I like to call it, in there. Another thing is, like, from Thailand, and this really doesn't bother me all that much, but oh, there we go. The bottom of these cars, the edges don't get sprayed either. So you have like the silver trim here on all the base edges. You know what I mean? And there's actually a huge gap right there. That looks a little weird. He does have the holes to be towed by Mater with tow hook, by the way. So keep that in mind. Very helpful. And that applies to almost every single McQueen that's been released since they did the Mater with tow hook. So that's actually really cool. And they even do it to some characters that Mater is towed, like Otis has them, although Ito-san didn't, which was kind of disappointing. And yeah, you got the, oh my gosh, these guys, I'm just having a petite mouse seizure. The decals are really bad. I was not expecting them to be this bad. I know what they say because I've seen them, but piston cup, little torquey pistons. Oh god, I can't even read what that one is. Is that revolting? Mood springs and nose stall, those are just horribly blurry. Even the yellow bolt here, which should be really easy and crisp to do. The edges of the oval are very fuzzy. I guess the 95 looks alright, but man, they really botched that. I mean, just to show you guys how much crisper it looks on the Chinese version here. Like, look at how crisp and clear that all is. And they're all mushed together still. It's not like, I mean, they're more spread out, honestly, on the Thailand version, so you can't give them that excuse, like, oh, it's so small and all close together. God, they botched the heck out of this. I thought the Vietnam variant was bad, and yeah, those decals are really bad, too, for a different reason. They're all squunched together, and they have, like, the black lines really accentuated, so it makes pretty much everything unreadable, also blurry. But they did a better job, I thought, with the yellow bolts, even though it's not perfect, and this white oval is missing the trim that's supposed to have. You can see it kind of has like an orange glow of a trim. God, why can't they do this variant anymore? Like, they have failed the last 2 times, guys. Yeah, I'm not liking this so far. Let's see if it can redeem itself. You have the Lightning McQueen signatures. Those look fine. The 95 logo looks actually really good there on the roof. I like that. You got the roof flaps. Overall, the paint's really nice. It's very reflective. A really cool looking metallic. I will give it that. Rust-eze logo. Meh. Gas cap is there. Window bars. So everything is still in the interior. It's not like they made the windows part of the body. You got the bolts. Very shiny. Rust-eze logo. Looks pretty good. 95. And let's see if it's any better on this side. Absolutely not. Foolish of me to even think so. But yeah, guys. Oh, goodness gracious. The decals just look god-awful. Now, comparing it to the Chinese version here, I would say the expression is better. I think the paint's better. Like, this is a nice metallic red for sure. But the mirror-ish finish and the overall just heightened metallicness really screams to me. I like those features better. The larger Rust-eze logo is pretty interesting as well, but it's not quite as clear and crisp as the Chinese version. You're going to hear those words a lot. Clear and crisp. Now, to be frank, the rims on the Chinese version kind of have that same issue we were talking about. Not quite as bad, but it is there a little bit. And they're a lot more dampened red. It's not as poignant as the Thailand version, but yeah, I mean, here's really where the Chinese version gets its headway. On the Thailand version, just to clear the decals, the sharpness, the readability, man, that's bad on the Thailand version. They also made the black trim around the circle there way bolder and larger than it is on the 95 or on the Chinese version here. It's like they went into Microsoft Word and went to, line boldness, width, and brought up to like, hold on, 8 point instead of its usual probably like 1 point. Man, it's literally like 4 times as thick. That's nuts. Gas cap looks pretty good on the Chinese version. Nice and shiny and silver. Rust-eze logo. Had this black outline before. There's the signature. It looks a little squinched together, honestly, on the Chinese version. So maybe that's one pro for the Thailand version. Yeah, I do have to say I like the Thailand signature a little bit better. Same type of deal with the 95 logos there on the roof. Let's not bang the cars together. And on the back, remember, Chinese is on the right, Thailand on the left. And yeah, I mean, pretty similar, a little bit different in terms of the decal coloring. It's a little bit darker on the Chinese version, a little brighter, same with the bolts, much shinier. So yeah, differences for sure. I mean, there are a lot of things I like more about the Thailand version, the expression, the paint finish in general. But at the end of the day, the decals are just so abysmal, so horrific, that I can't possibly choose that to be my favorite over the Chinese version, even with the additional cool features like the paint. And also, if you guys notice here, they added these bolts, which are inaccurate. McQueen should not have these bolts unless, I mean, yeah, he's not supposed to have those bolts right there on his fenders, on the top of the fenders here. There's only a few versions of McQueen that have those, and usually when he's in his full racing gear and paint jobs is when he has those bolts. He's not supposed to have those. The Chinese version got right. Even the bad Vietnam version did. So now let's compare to the Vietnam version here, which has an inferior expression by a mile. It's like the eyes are kind of fading off into the sunset. It looks like they're being snapped. Like, it looks like they're ashes that are deteriorating. I don't know. It just looks bad and weird. The paint that they did on this is really awful. Like, you could see it kind of like cracking along the edges here. Look at this weird effect that mine in particular has. You could see the crack right along there. And this is how it was as soon as I took it out of the package. It just is really bad paint overall. You could even see it up against the spoiler here. You think that's dust? No, that is just bad paintmanship. I will say the rims are perfect. The wheels are bright red and they sprayed it all perfectly. I think those look great compared to both Chinese and Thailand. So, you know what? Maybe if we took features from every version, we could stitch together a really nice one. I would say the signature looks great. It's a really crisp kind of gold instead of the yellow. That looks really good, I would say. The 95 on the roof looks good as well. That all looks bad, though, but maybe not quite as bad as the Thailand version. You guys know when you turn the Mr. Docketer, you get honesty. And that is what we're doing here. This looks bad. You can see how fuzzy the 95 is. It's like you have it on 480p. Want to know what 480p looks like? You can make the setting on this video 480p, and you will know exactly what I'm talking about. Maybe even make it 720. You could definitely notice the difference from what you should be watching 1080p. That is the standard quality for most YouTube videos. Some guys get a little squirrely, maybe a little 2060 or 2160, maybe a little 4K action. I could record in 4K, but man, the files would be gargantuanly enormous. It would take forever to upload. But anyways, yeah, so that's the try comparison between the three variants of Radiator Springs McQueen. I think the Chinese version from 17 years ago still reigns supreme. Let's see when this guy was made. In fact, yep. 246th day of 2006. That's 2006, guys. That is about 17 plus years ago. And it still looks absolutely fantastic and way better than these newer ones here. Guys. It just stinks. Like, I was excited to review this car because I could see the paint looked really good. But, upon opening it and investigating a little bit more, it just really is not a great version of McQueen. I think they screwed up a lot of things. And, I guess now we have both of these in Thailand form. And they look okay together, I guess. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, but this one has left me asking, what the hell, Mattel? What did you do with this one? Why did this one get the short end of the stick? Because they can do Thailand variants good. Like, I mean, they can make cars good because everything's made from Thailand now. I mean, we saw a lot of great releases come out of 2023. West Philampus, Quad Torkasar, Clutch Kringle. But at the end of the day, a lot of those are the ones without decals. So Mattel is not put in a position where their weaknesses are vulnerable to be exploited. This one, I thought it would be better because there aren't that many decals, and the ones that are there are a little bit bigger. They usually do the bigger ones better. I knew it was going to have those 4 contingency sponsors, or 5, and they're not even as good as some of the Piston Cup racers that have more. So those are my thoughts. I'll do a quick little comparison to a bunch of other metallic McQueens here, just so you guys can get an idea. This is the metallic Hudson Hornet Piston Cup Lightning McQueen that was exclusive to the DK Cars Encyclopedia, one of the coolest books that was official for the diecast line. Lots of weird stuff in that book, lots of cool images. They even acknowledge some of the weird oddities about the hobby, some stuff that got really rare, some stuff that got canceled. Here we have the Thailand version of Cruisin' Lightning McQueen, which they just did a much better job of. Now, granted, less decals, so you guys know what I would say about that. But here's the same exact decal from the same exact place, Thailand, both from the A factory, wherever that is, and it looks tremendous. Look at that sharp yellow bolt. The oval is crisp around the edges. Here you get this like floppy, limp fish of a decal that looks like it's super ashy, deteriorating. It just looks so much worse, and it's the same thing, guys. It's the same thing. That's really what makes me scratch my head, because they did it in 2020 and they've done it multiple times. Cruisin' McQueen's been released multiple times and they weren't able to replicate that. It's like, you know, one of those quarterbacks. It's like, what's a good example? It's like Josh Dobbs in the NFL. You know, he goes out there and has a great few games and then just looks like absolute crap the next week. Here we have the Chinese version of Cruisin' McQueen, which I'd say, like, if I had to pick a favorite, I prefer the Thailand one in this situation here. Here we have another naturally metallic McQueen, the Rust-eze Racing Center McQueen from China. I think I have a Thailand version of this opened. I have to take a look at that. I mean naturally metallic because here we have, well, this one doesn't even appear in the movie, but the Hudson Hornet Piston Cup McQueen that was metallic was a special edition. He doesn't appear like that in the movie, but this is one of the Pixar Fest McQueens that's very similar in terms of the paint. As you can see, similar expression and all that, but, you know, at the end of the day, I do think they just did the decals better on these. The lamp looks really good. I mean, very similar if you really think about it. They have the Rust-eze logo in some similar spots, and they have the similar circular 95 decals on the roof there, just chrome. Yeah, it's kind of uncanny that these have so many similarities. Here's the other Pixar Fest McQueen they did that's a lot more different. The other one's more based on the Radiator Springs McQueen, but still worth showing for sure. Another unnaturally metallic McQueen, the Racing Center, or the red, how about Red Racing? Racing Red. There it is, guys. Of Cars 3 McQueen. This one's actually pretty good too. And it had a really cool, unique expression. Here's another unnaturally metallic one, World Grand Prix Lightning McQueen, or as they call him, Lightning McQueen with racing wheels from China. So that's why he's got a little bit different of a finish. And that'll do it, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know in the comment section below, what do you think about it? Which version is your favorite? Remember, you got China, the original that was released for years and years and years. The Vietnam version that came out in the Welcome to Radiator Springs 4-pack, exclusive to Target. And now the 2024 Thailand variant of it. It's an easy one for me. The China version reigns supreme. Thank you guys, as always, for watching. Bye now.
Time with you.